Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Ernest Shah, branch CSC library number 23 CY1517, section Galpin, subject Introduction to Python Programming. The topic for today is classes and objects. Welcome to this Python tutorial on the topic Objects and Classes in Python. Introduction. In this session, we'll explore the concept of classes and objects in Python programming. An object is simply a collection of data and methods. Similarly, a class is a blueprint for that object. Before we learn our objects, let's first number classes in Python. Classes in Python. Class is a blueprint for objects. Python is an object-oriented programming language. This means that almost all the code is implemented using a special contrast called classes. Class represents properties and actions which are required for objects. We can think of the class as a sketch of a house. It contains all the details about the floors, doors, windows, etc. Based on these descriptions, we build the house. House is the object. Since many houses can be made from the same description, we can create many objects from a class. How to define Python class? We use the class keyword to create a class in Python. For example, here we have created a class name. Let's see an example. Here, bike, the name of the class, name slash gear are variables inside the class with default values empty string and 0 respectively. Note, the variables inside a class are called attributes. Methods in class, actions slash behavior required for every object. Functionalities are defined by setting attributes which acts as containers for data and functions related to those attributes. Those functions are called methods. Once there are attributes that belong to the class, you can define functions that will access the class attribute. These functions are called methods. Objects in Python. Objects in Python. Object is the physical existence or an instance of a class. We can create any number of objects to a class. For example, suppose bike is a class. Then we can create objects like bike1, bike2, etc. from the class. Syntax to create an object. For example, here we have created an object named object name. Let's see an example. Here bike is the object of the class. Now we can use this object to access the class attributes. A better way to understand the concept of classes in Python and objects in Python. Mold is a class and Ganesha idols are objects. With the help of the mold, we can make multiple Ganesha idols. Thus, mold is a class and Ganesha idols are objects. Similarly, a plan is a class and villas constructed using the plans are objects. We can create multiple villas but with the help of the plans. Thus, plan is a class and villas constructed are objects. Reference variable. Reference variables which can be used to refer the object. Using reference variables, we can perform required operations on the objects. By using reference variables, we can access properties and methods of an object. An object can have multiple reference variables. Objects without reference variables are useless. Let's consider a situation. Here is a remote to control a TV object. If the remote is lost, then you can buy a new remote. Again, if you find the old remote, you can use both the remotes to control the TV. In the same way, reference variables are like remotes. Reference variables are to access the objects. For one object, you can have multiple reference variables. Example 1. Python class and objects. Output. Name mountain bike, comma, gears 11. In the above example, we have defined the class named bike with two attributes, name and gear. We have also created an object bike1 of the class bike. Finally, we have accessed and modified the attributes of an object using the dot notation. We use the dot notation to access the attributes of the class. In the above example, we have used bike1.name and bike1.gear to change and access value of name and gear attribute respectively. Example 2. Create multiple objects of Python class. In this example, we define a class named employee. We define an attribute employee ID equal to 0. We create two objects of the employee class, employee 1, employee 2. Now we access attributes using employee 1. Employee 1 dot employee ID equals to 1001. We print the employee ID. Similarly, we access attributes using employee 2 dot employee ID 1002, and we print the employee ID. Output employee ID 101, employee ID 102. Example 3, Python methods. We create a class named room. We put attributes length and breadth. We define a function calculate area. We create object of the room class study room, assign values to all the attributes study room dot length, study room dot breadth, and access method inside class. Output area of room equals to 1309.0. In the upper example, we have created a class named room with attributes length and breadth. Method calculate area. Here we have created an object named study room from the room class. We have then used the object to assign values to attributes length and breadth. Notice that we have also used the object to call the method inside the class studyroom.calculate underscore area. Here we have used the dot notation to call the method. Finally, the statement inside the method is executed. Thank you. I hope you all liked the video and found it informative. See you next time.